Okay, at this point, the students should have the problems solved by hand for their nickels and quarters problem and their cows and chickens problem. From there, they should be opening up this document. Uh, it's saved already on their V drive. I'll try and model through it decently quickly here. Their name should be in the name box, and the version number of their worksheet should be in the version number. Now, be mindful that they already should have done this, steps 1 through 5 here, where it just explains how to download the calculator from the G drive onto the computer that they're using. So I'm going to pick it up down here, okay, which talks about how to use the calculator to graph the linear systems and then transfer their results via copy and paste to this document and submit this document. So let's just go step by step. It says use the following steps to graph both equations for your quarters and nickels problem, and then repeat the procedure for your cows and chickens problem. So step 1 is use the calculator to graph the linear system. Okay, for that I'm going to need the calculator, so I go to my desktop, I open the Ti83 folder, I scroll down to where it says VTI, and I double click to open it. Okay, you can resize the calculator by hovering over the edge and dragging. That'll be necessary to enlarge the calculator, enlarge the calculator later to get a good size picture. Okay, so let's now take a look at the linear system I was using. This was the example that corresponded in the previous video. I already solved it out. In that video, the answer is in fact 10, 9, so we know it's 10 quarters and 9 nickels. Okay, so first off, to graph these equations using the graphing calculator, we need to put them both in y= form. Top equation, which I'll work with in red, very easy to do. To get y by itself, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. And that will give me y equals 19 minus x. From there I can go to the calculator and go touch the y= button. And then from there enter 19 minus x. Okay. Back here now I'll work with the next equation in blue. A little tougher here to get y by itself. I'm going to have to subtract 0.25x from both sides. That's going to give me 0.05y equals 2.95 minus 0.25x. Now to get y by itself, I'll divide both sides by 0.05. Sorry for the little smudge there. I'm using slate, so my writing's not perfect. Okay, divide all the terms on both sides by 0.05, and that will give us y equals 59 minus 5x. So I go back to the graphing calculator, and I enter 59 minus 5x. And I hit graph. Now, if you can see where I'm hovering the mouse here, we say that we know the solution's 10, 9. If you notice, right up here in the corner it looks like 2 pieces of the graph. So let's go back and look at our directions and make sure we're following along appropriately. Okay, let me zoom in a little here. After you graph the linear system, it says readjust the windows so that you can see the point of intersection. That's going to be the answer, as well as the x-intercept and the y-intercept of both lines. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Well, I'm going to touch the window button, and I've got to go much further up. If the y-intercept that's larger in the two equations is 59, you need to go up to at least 60, 65. So I'm going to make the y max 65. Okay, then I'll hit graph, and now I can see obviously both y-intercepts. There's one here where the mouse is, and here where the mouse is. I still need to go to my right a little bit, but not too far it looks like. So I'm going to touch window again. Going to my right is adjusting the x max, and let's say I go up to 20 this time. Okay, that's a decently adjusted window. I can see the intercepts, and there's one more little window adjustment I'm going to make. Because you're never going to get negative quarters or nickels, I'm going to make my x-min just -1, so I can see a little bit of that area. My y-min also -1. I could make them 0, but it just gives me a little bit of space to see a little bit to the left and a little bit at the bottom. Okay, now this is exactly a solid look at what we want for our graph. So now let me minimize this, and it says, number 3, find the point of intersection. Don't clear the screen after you do so. Point of intersection we've done in class a bunch of times. It's done by going second, trace, selecting 5 for intersect, and then using the arrows to hover over the intersection and hit enter 1, 2, 3 times. And we can see the intersection is 10, 9, which is what we solved by hand. Okay. Now, it says here, let me just move the calculator over here. It says enlarge, step 4, enlarge your graphing calculator by clicking on the edge of the calculator and dragging it. Well, that's going to look like this. Okay, move it out of the way for a second. Hit the window button on your keyboard. It's the button 2 keys to the left of the space bar. It looks like this. And open your snipping tool. Then it says, number 7, take a picture of your calculator screen by dragging the box over the green area. Okay, so hit start, snipping tool, and take a picture by clicking and dragging over the green box, and it puts it on your clipboard. Okay, so now that it's on your clipboard, I can just paste it where I need to, which is step 8. Go to the appropriate table on the next page below, double click the word graph, and paste it there. Well, I'm working with the money problem, so I'll go here and I will paste it. Okay, I can resize it if I want a little by going click and drag the corner. Okay, it's always better to shrink a picture down than enlarge one because the resolution can get very weird when you enlarge it. That's a nice size here. And then step 9 said enter your appropriate labels for the X and Y axis in the cells below. Well, that will be right here. X represented quarters. Over here, Y represented nickels. Now, from there, what you need to do is either email me the picture to this address or copy it to your class folder on the G drive. Okay? You can do a save as after you're done saving all your changes here, or you can just copy the file by right-clicking on it on your computer, going to the G drive, going to your class folder in the Pizza folder, and right-clicking it and selecting paste in the appropriate folder there. When you're done, you're going to repeat that process for the farm problem, so you have to have that done by hand and be ready to go with that. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for all you're doing to support the kids. Sometimes I think when I was in this video, I was talking to students, I'm talking to itinerant teachers. I hope you're able to make your way through the advice I'm giving for all of it. Feel free to drop me a line with any questions.